The Boss Baby Family Business, a sequel to 2017's hit film The Boss Baby, managed to follow the success of its predecessor. The newly released Boss Baby mostly focuses on the Templeton brothers, Ted and Tim, as they go on a new adventure. The question is, when is the third part of the family-themed joyride coming? Here's what we know.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt. I mean, it's a riveting conversation, but why don't you both suck it?
The Boss Baby 3, release date. Before we get into the available pieces of information that we know about Boss Baby 3, we need to mention that the movie is loosely based on the picture books The Boss Baby and The Bossier Baby, written and illustrated by the author Marla Frazee. This slightly eliminates the theory that The Boss Baby is about Trump. Yes, Donald Trump. Now, both parts of The Boss Baby proved to be quite successful, as the story of the Templetons is quite captivating, for both children and adults. So, is Babycore coming back to our screens with a third installment? Well, even though no official statement has been released, we believe a third installment is guaranteed. The Boss Baby Family Business was released by Universal Pictures on July 2, 2021. The movie is produced by DreamWorks Animation, and the fact that we received a sequel proves that Boss Baby will return to our screens once again. However, the question is, when? Since the second film is still considered new, we can expect The Boss Baby 3 to be released sometime in 2024. We also need to mention that not everyone the sequel, as one group of fans claims the film lacked originality. Moreover, The Boss Baby Family Business didn't quite fascinate critics, but at the end of the day, the creators only care about one thing. That's, of course, views. The fact that Alec Baldwin announced that a third part is in early development also proves we're going to see Boss Baby 3, because DreamWorks Animation's sequel production lasts for 3 years, and sometimes even more. Boss Baby 3 is expected to be released in 2024 or 2025. Nevertheless, there are some amazing theories regarding the cast of the next movie. Here they are. Cast and story. The successful franchise about an all-suited-up baby has a very talented and familiar behind-the-voices cast. The latest part features the talented lineup of actors whose voices seem like they were made for the franchise. Alec Baldwin voices Theodore Lindsay, Ted Templeton Jr. in Boss Baby 2. For those of you not familiar, there's a Netflix show called Back to Business that continues the story of the first film. If you haven't seen it already, you're missing a lot. Baldwin has a lot of successful films under his belt, but it is not sure if he will continue acting. We'll talk about this later on in the video. We need to mention that his impressions of Donald Trump on SNL caused millions of fan-made-up theories that suggested Boss Baby is an impersonation of the ex-president of the United States. However, it was later confirmed that the resemblance was just a coincidence. Not that we believe so, but okay. Ted's older brother, Timothy Leslie, Tim Templeton, came back in the sequel The Boss Baby Family Business. However, in the second film, he is voiced by James Marsden. In the previous film, young Tim was voiced by Miles Bakshi, while Tobey Maguire lent the voice for the adult version, who happens to be the film's narrator in the sequel. The second film is a very interesting cast addition, Amy Sedaris, who plays Tina Templeton, Tim's baby daughter. As you already know, she played a key role in the second film Animation. If you're a fan of the depressive yet wonderful Netflix's BoJack Horseman, Amy's voice is probably familiar to you, as she played Princess Carolyn for the entire show. Tabitha Templeton is voiced by Ariana Greenblatt, and in the first film, the character was voiced by Nina Zoa Bakshi. When it comes to the cast changes and why they occur, nothing has been confirmed yet, but we believe the matter was schedule conflicts. Now, did you guys know that The Boss Baby was nominated for an Oscar? Back when it was announced that Boss Baby got into the Oscar nominees for the Best Animated Feature along with The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent, the internet lost it. According to most people, Boss Baby isn't worth being on the list with those other mentioned animations. However, another group of fans seem to disagree, as they claim Boss Baby has all the qualities needed for an Oscar nomination, and even a win. What do you guys think? Now, back to the characters. Jeff Goldblum plays Dr. Erwin Armstrong in Baby 2. And he, just like all the previously mentioned actors, is expected to come back for the third film so he can lend his voice over again. However, since there was some recast in the second film, the third film could also replace some actors. Eva Longoria is also expected to come back for Boss Baby 3 as Carol, Tim's wife, and we'll be glad if Jimmy Kimmel comes back as Ted Templeton, Tim and Ted Jr.'s father in both films. He is, as you probably know, the most and executive producer of the long-running late-night series Jimmy Kimmel Live. While he doesn't have a lot of experience in films, he certainly did a great job lending his voice for Ted in the Boss Baby franchise. Probably one of the most perfectly chosen voices is the one of Lisa Kudrow for Janice Templeton. Kudrow lends the voice for Tim and Ted's junior mother in both of the films. The actress is mostly known as Phoebe Buffy from Friends. James McGrath is also expected to come back as Wizzy, Tim's old wizard alarm clock from his childhood. Then there's Rafael Alejandro as Nathan, lead baby ninja, and Serenity Brown as Megan, both of whom will probably come back to reprise their roles in the third baby installment. Will Alec Baldwin continue his acting career? When you have a movie that makes $500 million globally, gets a nomination for an Oscar, and produces a successful Netflix TV series, The Boss Baby Back in Business, it would seem logical for it to get a third part, don't you think? The Baby family business features Ted and Tim as children after they take a super secret serum that reruns them to their childhood selves for 48 hours. The second film has an interesting plot and even more interesting plot twists. However, the future of Boss Baby is now uncertain with everything that happened with its lead star, Alec Baldwin. Director Tom McGrath and his co-writer Michael McMullins have cleverly managed to bring back Alec Baldwin into the second part, but will they also be able to bring him back for the third? A woman has lost her life and a man has been injured after Baldwin fired a prop gun on a New Mexico film set for the 19th century western Rust. Unfortunately, the 42-year-old Haina Hutchins lost her life while working on the set as director of photography. The 48-year-old director, Joel Souza, ended up with injuries caused by the same gun that Baldwin used. According to the police, an investigation is underway, and no charges have been filed. However, this clearly sets Alec Baldwin's career on a hiatus, which also makes us wonder